So President Trump is not letting up when it comes to pressure on the Islamic Republic of Iran. We're issuing a warning to Tehran about compliance. But Iranian leadership is trying to walk back a key part of the Memorandum of Understanding. Trey Yingst joins us live from Tel Aviv with the latest. Trey.
Yeah, hey, Brian, good morning. President Trump spoke from the Oval Office on Monday, saying that if Iran doesn't live up to their end of the agreement, he'll do what he has to do. Now, over the next 60 days, the focus is going to be on resolving Iran's nuclear program and keeping the Strait of Hormuz open. With the initial agreement in place, millions of barrels of crude oil are leaving the Persian Gulf each day.
We took in more oil yesterday than has ever gone through the Strait. You probably see that we have an oil gusher. The Strait is totally open. You know that, and we're negotiating. We'll see how that all goes. But we have two things: we have an open Strait, and we have a country that will never have a nuclear weapon. Will never, ever have a nuclear weapon.
Now, President Trump posted to Truth Social overnight saying everybody is fully aware that Iran will agree to have major weapons inspections in order to ensure nuclear honesty long into the future. This came after Vice President Vance announced that Iran had agreed to allow IAEA inspectors into their country. Well, this morning, the Iranians denied this point, saying that no new commitments were reached on the nuclear issue. Despite these comments, the U.S. Treasury on Monday authorized Iranian oil sales, temporarily waiving long-placed sanctions against the Iranian regime.
While the agreement has not been finalized, the sanctions are still in place. So we needed a waiver to be able to sell our oil, do our work with the bank. This needs to be released temporarily until we can remove the sanctions. The work for this waiver has been done.
Since the meeting in Switzerland, we've also seen a reduction in clashes between Israel and Hezbollah. But remember, Hezbollah is to blame here. They killed 5 Israeli soldiers over the weekend. They've been launching drones at Israeli forces in southern Lebanon. And we do expect this issue to remain a priority of conversation in the Memorandum of Understanding. Brian?
Right, Trey. And they wouldn't be doing that if Iran didn't want them to. So that's pretty clear. Thank you. Appreciate it, Trey. We'll talk to you more next hour. Meanwhile, former U.S. Ambassador to NATO Kurt Volker joins us now. Ambassador, your thoughts about the decision to let them sell oil using dollars right away?
Yeah, way premature. Iran is playing games the way that it always does. They have Hezbollah attack Israel. Israel responds, and they blame Israel. They say they're going to do one thing, then they don't do it. They negotiate some more. I really don't understand the financial part of this whole deal to begin with. If we actually had the upper hand, we'd say, okay, your nuclear program's destroyed. Let's get the Strait open. Let's see how that goes, and then we'll go from there. But to take immediate steps on lifting sanctions, letting them sell oil, letting them get dollars or access to any funds that they have abroad, way premature.
Do you believe that Gallup, the speaker, represents a so-called moderate in Iran terms, not like we would call a moderate in America, a moderate faction of the Iranian government, and the supreme leader should be sectioned off from him? That where they do have different beliefs? Do you think there's a difference?
No. So again, this is one of the games that Iran plays. They will use different spokespeople to take different lines and get us to believe one or believe another and get us bouncing around. We have to hold one regime accountable for one set of actions.
So you believe also that the closer we get to the midterms, the more bold Iran will be because they don't think the president wants to mess with oil prices, right?
Well, that's exactly right, Brian. That they know that we are under pressure because of oil prices, because of gasoline prices, the midterm elections coming up. They know we do not want to re-engage in full-scale military hostilities because of the effects that would have on shutting down the flow of gas and oil, and then the effects that would have on the markets. So they know that they've got that, and they're just going to drag this out and drag this out. And frankly, Brian, I think we could drag it out too. It's not like we're losing anything here, but we shouldn't be giving them anything.
Yes, they'll have leverage until November, but you don't want to see the president after November if you're the Iranians and you're screwing around. Ambassador, the other thing to bring up is they're beginning to register ships, asking for 48-hour notice, and saying, we want you to use Iranian insurance to come through. This could be the precursor to trying to toll or use fees on the Strait. That has to be a no-go zone, right?
It has to be, although it looks like that's where things are headed. If you look at the channels that are being used now, they are far to the east. They're going through Iranian territorial waters rather than to the west where they used to be. They'll claim that's because of mines. Then they're going to say, well, you need our help to get through these waters. You need to register. You need to have us maintain the channels. You need to make sure there are no mines. It's kind of like the mafia guy in the neighborhood who says, gee, you've got a really nice oil tanker there. I wouldn't want to see anything happen to it.
Yeah, we should sweep it and then make sure there's no tolls. Ambassador, thanks so much. We'll see this as it develops.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.